Hey, I'm Taylor, and my brain's a mess. If yours is too, welcome. This podcast is for folks who feel overwhelmed, anxious, or just tired of pretending everything's fine. I'm a therapist, but this isn't therapy, it's real talk about being a human. Let's dive in. Today, we're talking about a sneaky myth that makes healing harder than it needs to be: that healing is linear. Spoiler, it's not. Not even a little. Healing looks more like a spiral or a scribble drawn by a stressed out raccoon. So if you've been beating yourself up for backsliding or thinking, shouldn't I be past this by now? Pull up a chair and let's untangle it. Let's be honest, most of us grew up with some version of the healing checklist. Recognize what's wrong, check. Go to therapy, check. Read some books, check. Set some boundaries, check. Be fixed, check. As if emotional growth were some kind of IKEA bookshelf. Follow the instructions, tighten the bolts, done. But healing doesn't come with step-by-step instructions. If it did, I'd be happily out of a job. It often looks like 2 steps forward, 1 slide into an old pattern, 3 weeks of overthinking, a breakthrough in a parking lot, and then sobbing in the grocery store for no obvious reason. That's not failure, that's process. Here's the sciencey part. Your nervous system doesn't respond to logic or timelines. It responds to safety, repetition, and consistency. And that means even after you've done the work, you might still feel triggered by things you thought you'd processed, or have days where your anxiety flares up for no reason, or even slipping into people-pleasing or shutdown mode when something reminds your system of an old wound. You didn't mess up. You didn't go backwards. Your system just found a place that still needs care. One of the biggest traps in healing is the I should be past this moment. Maybe you set a boundary and felt good about it, then obsessed about it for a week. You might have had a month of calm and then suddenly got knocked flat by a tiny trigger. Or you felt fine for a while and now everything feels loud again. And then comes the shame. I'm doing this wrong. Everyone else seems to be thriving. And why am I still struggling? But shame isn't a signal to try harder. It's a signal that you need more self-compassion, not more self-discipline. Your healing isn't broken, it's just non-linear, because you're not a robot, you're a person. Let's all say this clearly. Take a deep breath. Setbacks aren't proof that you haven't healed. They're proof that you're going deeper, or you've hit a new layer, or you're meeting the same wound with a new capacity. You can know better and still get knocked off center. You can feel safe and still get triggered. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means your nervous system is learning what it means to trust the present. Think of healing like strength training. You don't fail because the weight feels heavy today. You build capacity by meeting the moment with what you have. So, what do you do when you feel like healing just hit reverse? Here are a few things that actually help. First, zoom out and ask yourself, what would this look like from 5 steps back? Sometimes the spiral isn't regression, it's a deeper layer of the same lesson. The second is to anchor in the present. Say out loud, this is a familiar feeling, but this is not the same moment. You're not back there, you're here with more awareness, tools, and support than you had before. Next, name what's different this time. Even if you're triggered, maybe you'll recognize it faster. Maybe you used a tool. Maybe you didn't judge yourself as hard. That's progress. And the fourth is to return to regulation, not perfection. Breathe, move, reconnect your body. Perfection isn't the goal, resilience is. So if healing feels like a mess, good. That means you're actually doing it. Linear healing is a myth. You're going to loop back, revisit things, refeel old pain, and forget tools you swore you mastered. And none of that means you're broken. You're growing, and growing is messy. But if you look closely, you're not where you started. Not even close. That's it for today. Thanks for being here. If this episode helped you feel a little more human, share it with someone who gets it. You'll find links to blog posts, the Safe and Sound Protocol, and other stuff I mentioned at innerhearttherapy.org. Take care of your messy, brilliant brain. I'll catch you next time.